For years, Hollywood stayed silent on one burning question. How could someone whose entire career was built on the mantra, "be kind," be described by insiders as cold, demanding, and even intimidating? That question followed Ellen DeGeneres everywhere. For nearly 2 decades, she was a daytime television powerhouse. The Ellen DeGeneres Show wasn't just a hit. It became a cultural phenomenon, one of America's most beloved talk shows. Yet when the show abruptly ended, whispers about the truth behind the cameras grew louder. Slowly, the picture emerged. Ellen wasn't always the warm, cheerful figure the world believed, and through it all, there was one man who served as a stark reminder that in Hollywood, appearances are rarely what they seem, and trust is a rare commodity.
This is why those one world people exist, because it's a very powerful concept to have and far too lucrative and beneficial to not. Everybody is a supplier. Epstein, Weinstein, like these guys knew what these extremists liked and provided it, and provided the way for you to to have $1 billion and not create a fantasy island type environment has not existed throughout history.
Right.
Cat Williams has always been the kind of comedian who speaks without filters. While many in Hollywood play it safe, Cat built his reputation by calling out the industry's hidden truths. He's blunt, fearless, and unafraid to expose what he sees as the reality behind the glitz. According to him, Hollywood is full of people performing even when the cameras are off. So when whispers about Ellen DeGeneres' workplace behavior began to surface, fans couldn't help but recall Cat's long-standing warnings. Ellen, of course, didn't start as a daytime television icon. Born on January 26, 1958, in Metairie, Louisiana, she worked ordinary jobs like everyone else before stepping onto a stage. In the early 1980s, she began performing stand-up in small clubs, slowly carving out her voice in comedy. Then came 1986, a breakthrough moment. She appeared on The Tonight Show, and legendary host Johnny Carson invited her to sit on the iconic couch, a milestone that, at the time, meant she had truly arrived in the comedy world. Her rise didn't stop there. By the 1990s, Ellen had her own sitcom, Ellen, and in 1997, she made a landmark announcement on the cover of Time. She came out as gay, boldly sharing her truth just as her show faced stiff competition from Friends and Seinfeld.
This is so hard, but I think I've realized that I can't even say the word. Why can't I say the word? I mean, why can't I just say... I mean, what is wrong? Why do I have to be so ashamed? I mean, why can't I just say the truth? I mean, be who I am. I'm 35 years old. I'm so afraid to tell people. I mean, Susan, I'm gay.
At the time, coming out was a bold and risky move in Hollywood. Not long after, her sitcom was canceled, and networks began to distance themselves from her. For a while, it seemed as if her career might have hit a dead end. But Ellen staged a comeback few saw coming. In 2003, she launched The Ellen DeGeneres Show. This time, she returned not just as a comedian, but as a carefully crafted symbol of positivity and kindness. Every episode closed with the same simple message: be kind to one another. That phrase didn't just end her show. It became her brand. The show became a cultural phenomenon. Over its nearly 2-decade run, Ellen filmed more than 3,000 episodes, earned dozens of Daytime Emmy Awards, and hosted virtually every major celebrity in Hollywood. She appeared untouchable until whispers about her behavior behind the scenes began to emerge, revealing a shocking contrast to the cheerful persona millions had come to trust.
TV producer speaking out on camera for the first time about what it was like working for Ellen DeGeneres.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
Hedda Muscat was with Ellen from the beginning in 2003 when the talk show was launched.
We were told from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time.
Muscat says despite Ellen's Queen of Nice reputation, it became clear early on that it would not be a pleasant place to work. One incident with executive producer Ed Glavin left her shaken.
We were in our production meetings, and she would watch Ed go off on people. Ellen would look at Ed, and she would laugh, because I was hoping she was going to say, Ed, you can't be yelling at crew this way. You can't be yelling at people this way. She laughed, and she said, every production needs their dog.
Meaning
Ed is her dog.
Like her attack dog.
Her attack dog, so therefore she doesn't need to do that. He took the role of being the attack dog, that she didn't have to now be the attack dog, so she didn't have to yell.
So when Ellen says she's not aware of this environment, you don't think that rings true?
It's a lie.
Muscat won 2 daytime Emmys with the show. She was let go in 2004.
As a host, she's amazing, as a host. But as a boss, and someone who's behind the scenes running the show, she's a different person. She's not the person people see.
For years, Ellen's be kind persona went largely unquestioned, but as scrutiny grew, the internet began digging into old clips, and certain moments quickly resurfaced. One that caught attention involved Taylor Swift. During an interview, Ellen pressed Taylor about her dating life, and when Taylor tried to steer clear of the topic, Ellen turned it into a game, flashing photos of male celebrities on the screen, putting her guest on the spot. Another clip that went viral featured actress Dakota Johnson. During their interview, Ellen joked that Dakota hadn't invited her to a birthday party, only for Dakota to calmly respond, "Actually, you were invited." These moments, once brushed off as playful banter, began to take on a new light under the lens of Ellen's public image versus her off-camera behavior.
Belated birthday. When was your birthday?
It was October 4th.
October 4th. You turned 30.
I did.
And how was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who doesn't want to be invited to a party?
Well, I didn't even know you liked me.
Of course I like you. You knew I liked you. You've been on the show many times, and don't I show like?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But I did invite you, and you didn't come. So.
This time you invited me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't think so.
Ask everybody. Ask Jonathan, your producer. Who said you were?
I was invited?
Right.
Why didn't I go?
I don't know.
Was it? Oh yeah, I had that thing. It was probably in Malibu. That's too far for me to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. No, I think I do remember I was invited. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That moment marked the first real crack in Ellen's carefully crafted image. For the first time, someone seemed to see through the cheerful facade. But things escalated even further during her interview with Mariah Carey. At the time, rumors were swirling that Mariah might be pregnant. Ellen brought out champagne and made a joke. If Mariah drank it, it would supposedly prove the rumors were false. Mariah visibly looked uncomfortable, but eventually took a sip, leaving viewers with an awkward tension that didn't go unnoticed. Moments like these, once dismissed as harmless fun, began to paint a very different picture of Ellen, one where the kindness and warmth she preached didn't always extend to her guests.
Let's toast to you not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then we should.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe it.
Mariah Carey is opening up about this uncomfortable 2008 appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Why would we toast to that? How about to the future?
Yeah, you can really...
And for both of our futures, who knows what they hold?
Who knows? All right, go ahead.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
The clip of Ellen trying to pressure the singer into drinking champagne as a way to offset pregnancy rumors recently resurfaced on Twitter, following allegations of a toxic workplace environment on the show.
People are saying that that you're pregnant. There's rumors.
Don't discuss that.
All right. Well, you don't have to.
No,
answer.
that's okay. No, honestly,
you
how
don't
do
have to answer me. Let's just toast with champagne.
Now, in an interview with Vulture, Mariah is addressing that extremely uncomfortable moment with DeGeneres, telling the mag that she's really had a, quote, hard time grappling with the aftermath.
I can have some champagne. It's just fattening. So,
you can have champagne?
That's not champagne because you can't.
No, it is.
The singer, who married then-husband Nick Cannon about 6 months prior to her sit-down with Ellen, did everything she could to dodge the TV personality's persistence.
You want to taste it?
I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen.
What? No,
Are you trying
I'm
to
not
just...
going to ask you if you're pregnant or
This
not.
is peer pressure. Do you see what Ellen is doing? This is peer pressure. I was like, why does she keep talking about champagne?
At one point, Mariah even claimed it was too early to drink, just before appearing to take a small sip.
Go ahead.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
It's too early for me. Yeah. I only drink it after 3 p.m.
Yeah. You're pregnant. You're pregnant.
No,
you
I
are
didn't say
pregnant.
that.
Years later, Mariah Carey revealed that she had actually been pregnant at the time, and tragically, she later suffered a miscarriage. Suddenly, that champagne moment took on a much darker weight. What once seemed like harmless teasing now looked like Ellen pushing someone into an impossible situation, forcing them to do something they didn't want to do. Clips like these began circulating online, and the public started asking a bigger question. Was the Be Kind image really the full story? Comedian Cat Williams has long warned about Hollywood's illusions. In interviews and stand-up routines, he's described how the entertainment industry can turn a personality into a carefully constructed character. As he explains it, some people spend entire careers playing the role of an angel, terrified of what might happen if their mask slipped. He's even suggested that actors sometimes give up their true selves entirely, sacrificing authenticity and even parts of their identity to satisfy the industry and those who control it.
You don't care how people feel about the ritual. It's about, does following the ritual work? Yeah. And so you can fool yourself into thinking there isn't one, but the evidence will be clear. So like when I be like, oh, these guys are wearing dresses. Everybody's like, oh, he keeps talking about people wearing dresses. No, it's not.
That is a weird thing.
It's not like that. Look at it from a different way. Look at it. Show me one person that ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is. So 20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular in the future, and that somehow calling people the GOAT would be normalized over.
The public usually only sees the smiles, the jokes, and the perfectly polished version of a celebrity. But behind the cameras, the reality can be far darker. According to Richard Pryor's former bodyguard, he witnessed firsthand what happened when some of these powerful figures gathered, and the events he described were disturbing, to say the least.
Now I'm in Malibu, and it's supposed to be the shit, but but I didn't understand that. I'm with a black man that owns his house in Malibu. That's unheard of. Flip made it clear. He said, yeah, there's other black people here. Miles Davis is down the street. He's renting. So-and-so, he's renting. I own my But I still didn't get it because I'm young. It's like, this is some boring shit out here on Malibu, the white people left and right. What's going on? So Flip one day looked at me and said, oh, you want to see the shit? I don't know what the shit is, but I want to see something other than Malibu. And he took me to the parties. He took me to the to make me understand this is why I don't be around me. And so you seen the orgies, you seen the people that was the stars and the that they was doing, and the smells and the looks in their eyes. And I was, in my youth, I kept a cutlass on me, And so I know I'm walking around holding my cutlasses because you've seen people in states of mind that you never experienced nothing like that. I knew people that got high, but they didn't get high and did the that I was seeing. And so after I was exposed to it, Flip took me around it about 4 or 5 times. And then he said to me, you see why I don't fuck with that. Because, you know, you had a group of people that painted their fingernails black, what they call Illuminati now. It was some kind of clique then, and in this clique, you know, we wife swap and all this kind of shit. You can fuck my wife and stand there and watch, and all, I seen it. I literally seen all these things, and it was like, okay. And in my youth, I wasn't afraid, but I knew I would have hurt somebody if I was approached. I would have hurt somebody.
And this is exactly the kind of chaos Cat Williams has been warning about for years. According to him, the entertainment industry thrives on power, reputation, and silence. When controversies surface, the public usually sees only fragments of the truth, while the real stories, and the real victims, remain largely hidden. One of those voices belongs to survivor Marina Lorda, who has bravely spoken about her experiences connected to Jeffrey Epstein. In interviews, she described how vulnerable many of the girls were when they first encountered him. Some came from troubled homes. Others were simply trying to support their families. Epstein would offer what appeared to be simple work, like giving a short massage for hundreds of dollars. For teenagers struggling to make ends meet, that kind of money seemed life-changing, but behind the surface, the danger was far greater than anyone realized.
So you're in this position of struggling at home, and all of a sudden you're just taken into this world, owned by this man that's saying, I run the government, I run the banks, I know some of the most influential and wealthiest people on the planet.
We could see it too. We could see it too. Like, he had pictures, you know, he had pictures with everybody there, all these prominent people that are on the files now. I'm not going to start naming them, but they're all there. And when we look at this as a child, we're like, oh my God, like celebrities too. You know, he would put us on the phone with celebrities. He would put us on the phone with some of these prominent people that are in the files. And he would brag with these people that he was getting a massage by young girls. He would not say how old we were, but he would say we were young. Sometimes we'd be like, oh, I have a young, you know, European girl here, or I have a young Brazilian girl here. So he talked to these people about getting these massages every day. Because if he was in New York, he was getting a massage every day. If I was there, I would see a girl coming down, and I would just think it's a girl from Yale, because he said he had, you know, he had connections with Yale, Harvard, and so many different colleges. And I would just think, you know, because he's a brain surgeon, he's probably, you know, given a lesson, or I don't know what he's doing, or, you know, maybe he's helping this girl out. I don't know, you know, but I would be waiting for him, and there would be a girl coming down. And when I would go upstairs and I would come down, there would be another girl waiting for him. That's 3 girls in a matter of like an hour or 2.
She revealed that when the FBI eventually reached out to her, fear consumed her. Epstein quickly arranged lawyers on her behalf, which only added to the confusion and pressure. As a young woman with limited resources and little guidance, she didn't know who she could trust. Even years later, Marina believes that many questions about the Epstein case remain unanswered. She suggests that millions of documents may still be hidden from public scrutiny, documents that could potentially shed light on powerful figures and perhaps even implicate someone like Ellen.
Full truth has come out, or do you think there's a significant gap between what we know now and what is to come out?
I think there's a lot more that they want us to know. They put out what they want us to know, right? We have 3 other million files that haven't been let out, that haven't dropped yet. And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, why are we even gonna let 3 million other files out when we're not doing anything about these 3 million files, right? But us as, you know, Americans, we deserve this transparency, and we deserve to see these other 3 million files. But it does keep us wondering, why are they holding these other 3 million files back? And we have to think about this. Who really has gone through 3 million files? So what is in those files? Right now, we're just really focused on serious allegations, doing absolutely nothing about it. So I think there is more to this than what we know.
As the Epstein story continued to unfold, more voices began to speak out. One of the loudest and most controversial was educator and activist Dr. Umar Johnson. In an interview discussing the fallout from the Epstein investigations, he didn't hold back. Dr. Umar argued that the scandal wasn't just about one man. It represented something far bigger, a vast system of power built on politics, money, and influence, implicating some of the most powerful figures in the world.
There's nothing in the Epstein file that was not done on the plantation. Hundreds of thousands of documented cases against children. You still Catholic, but you got a problem with Epstein? Any Jew in the world, even if you're accused of, is this what they use it for? What do all any Jewish, what do? They assume their right of return and they move back to Israel alone. There's been stories done on pedophiles that the Jewish government will not extradite to America. You hear that? Because they have a right of return. You mean to tell me Jeffrey Epstein would not have activated his right of return before they came and arrested him? No way. Loon, there's no way you're gonna tell me an intelligence agent for Mossad could not have gotten out of America and gotten back to Israel. Right. I don't think he's dead. I think it was a setup.
Because it is a freaky accident.
Remember, when you know something is coming down the pike, you control it. Mm-hmm. This is about to get out. We gotta serve you up. But you're gonna go into exile. We're gonna remake you, whatever. You feel me? Right. We got to serve you up. Because if we don't serve you up, they're gonna keep looking for other people. We can't afford the big dogs to get caught. You feel me?
Right.
Jeffrey, you did a good job. We pulling you off the public work. You feel me? You're gonna get your face done over. Nobody, we got new passport. Remember, these are the...
Yeah, the top of the top. 1% of the 1%.
We got a new passport, new house. There is no Jeffrey Epstein. He got a whole new name. He Frank James.
He watching all this unfold.
Come on! You feel me?
For sure.
Playing cards with Saddam Hussein. And Osama bin Laden. They over there playing hopscotch. You feel me?
Man, that's
Bro,
deep.
They gave us Epstein because he's low. Think about it, Loon. These the big dogs. We gotta protect the big dog. You got to fall on the sword for us.
Yes, sir.
He's still gonna let you get your girls and all. You feel me? He's still gonna be doing his thing.
In other words, according to speculation, the world may have been shown one story while something very different was happening behind closed doors. While there's no confirmed evidence to prove this theory, the questions about that night continue to fuel suspicion. Around the same time, new developments emerged concerning one of Epstein's most mysterious properties, his ranch in New Mexico. Rumors long suggested it could have been the site of horrific activity, and recent investigations have brought renewed attention to the location as authorities revisit details connected to the wider case.
It's a big property, and this allegation is not even clear about when these people were allegedly buried there, which makes me wonder, even if you were digging, what could you potentially find? What would be left over?
You're going to have skeletal remains at this point. These allegations purport that this happened so long ago. And so not only did they say that these are possibly minors, so you have smaller bodies that are potentially buried. You have scavengers that are in this area, again, animals that are indigenous to this area that are, again, it is very hard to dig a grave unless you have special equipment. So, and especially on that type of terrain. So did they have special equipment? We know that, supposedly these people have a lot of money, they have a lot of resources. So if they tapped into those resources, they could have done this properly. But again, that's why the technology piece of this is going to be so important, to be able to see where they could have possibly buried someone. And then the amount of time that has passed, it's going to be grown over. You're not going to be able to see, freshly disturbed ground as you would for someone who has maybe been recently buried. And so again, this is going to take a long time, and those excavation efforts are probably just going to reveal skeletal remains, which then you're going to have to extract DNA from possibly the femur bones. And then who are these supposed minors that were there? Do their families know that they're missing? Where were they trafficked from? So not only are you trying to pinpoint country of origin, possibly, since they said that these minors were possibly from foreign countries, now you're going to have to try to track down family utilizing DNA. Skeletal remains, again, you look at the femur bone, you're trying to gather the DNA from there, but what else could you do? Dental records and things, but you must know the identity of the person in order to be able to do that.
Whether you believe the theory or not, one thing is undeniable. Years after Jeffrey Epstein's death, the case still feels far from over. And if even someone like Ellen could have been connected, what other revelations might still be waiting to come to light?